Don Mafia and of course, AFC East Roundtable fanatics. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hope everyone's doing well. It has certainly been quite a while since you have seen this face. I have been back on YouTube since last week, but for some reason, several of you are still like hitting my DMs, being like, Dan, where the hell have you been, bro? So sounds like that there's one of two issues. Number one, you don't have notifications hit, baby. Okay, I've been pumping out content like my life depends on it on a regular basis. And then number two, you guys just haven't forgiven me for me being away for so long. That is right. I was on a very, very, very long trip. I had 2 work trips, and then in between, my girlfriend and I went on a cruise. It was sick, super cool, but I'm back to business. A lot has happened, and today, it's the AFC East Roundtable pregame. It's the tailgate. That's right. I'm back for the first time in 3 weeks. You're going to see your boy as the rightful heir, rightful host to the AFC East Roundtable. Shout out to the guests that did take my place. With each and every single one of them, did a wonderful job. But I'm sure you guys are just chomping at the bits to talk some Bills, talk some AFC East. There's a lot going on, especially with the trade deadline yesterday. The Dolphins got better, the Bills got better. So we're gonna have to see what's going on. We're gonna have to see what's going on. Let's take a look at the chat. Will comes in and says that he's going to freestyle to my intro countdown video. Can respect that. My guy, what up, dude? Welcome back. And the Dolphins are officially Super Bowl contenders. He's probably talking about that most recent acquisition of Bradley Chubb. It's good, man. It's definitely a solid addition right to your defense. I think that he's going to complement Jalen Phillips very well. I think that you're going to have a very easy time getting to quarterbacks. The only thing is that while I feel like that it's still going to be pretty competitive between the Bills and the Dolphins, I just think the Bills are a better team, right? I think that you guys are going to live in our shadow for quite some time. I mean, you can sit there and flex on a regular season win as long as you would like, but we'll see how much that translates into December once we play you again. So, but like I said, great move. It was a tip of the cap. Samaj, what's good, man? So we've got those dolphin emojis coming in. Mike Green hopping in here saying more like Super Bowl pretenders. Interesting. Bills fans, right over here. Listen, man, I need to see you guys be a bit more involved in this episode, right? It's mostly just dolphin emojis. Dan, the Dolphins 100% are for real. Yeah, I mean, y'all definitely ended up getting better, but last time I checked, I think you guys were in 3rd place. It's been a while. Just give me a break, right? It's been a while since I've been able to go on ahead and get on the AFC East Roundtable pregame and the episode. It's like, I mean, I've been itching at it, right? Like those weeks while I was gone, it just so happened to be like when the Dolphins were just like losing, and I didn't have any opportunity to troll, right? So, but no, I mean, honestly, I think that you guys look pretty good. I think Tua had a great game last week, excuse me. It feels like a year ago at least, but should be interesting. I think that we're going to go on ahead and just sort of open it up to like general Q&A. It's been a while since I've hung out with you guys, so we can go ahead and sort of keep it Q&A, and let's just chill. Hines is going to light up the field. Logan, interesting. Very interesting that you say that. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I do like the pickup. I really do. I think that at this point, although that Devin Singletary has impressed me significantly, he definitely has, because like, I mean, I was normally the biggest skeptic of Devin Singletary throughout the past couple of years. Now that I've realized that a lot of it has to do with the run block scheme that was put in place these past couple of years, it has since improved, and Devin Singletary looks great. So the majority of the media is trying to say that Hines is automatically the best running back on this roster right now. that's sort of a twofold theory for me. As far as like an actual running back, like somebody that's going to be getting a bunch of touches and like actually being involved in like zone runs, etc., not so much. But in the pass catching capabilities, this guy lines up as a receiver. He's lined up out of the slot several times out at Indy. He's just another toy for Josh Allen, right? Like he's just another explosive speedster, great hands. I'm sure you guys and so remember the thrashing that we took from the Colts last year, right during the regular season. Hines was destroying us for like quite a bit. So I think that he is going to be an absolute weapon when it comes into the passing game. In my opinion, we're going to be seeing him. He's basically James Cook, but if James Cook was within his third year and fully developed. That's the player that we want James Cook to eventually be. That's Nyheim Hines. So, love the move. Not going to lie. I really wanted Josh Jacobs. I really wanted Kareem Hunt. But I do think that it is an upgrade from Zach Moss. Because if I had to look at one more 3rd down and 8, and they hand the ball off to Zach Moss, running it up the middle, and he gets stuffed with a 1-yard gain, I was literally going to pull my hair out. So I think Hines fits our offense a bit better. I definitely wish Zach Moss nothing but the best of luck for the remainder of his career. But great move. Very, very good. I think that it should be solid. I think big news is really when it comes down into that with Trey White is back, which is great. He's activated. I'm not entirely sure if he's going to play against the Jets, but let's talk about perfect timing, right? With the Jordan Poyer news. Ladies and gents, I'm not going to lie. I just got off of work, so I really haven't checked most recent updates on Poyer. However, last time I checked, when it came down into the Poyer situation, they said that they were still evaluating it, and that was based off of the MRI. If you hear that, they are trying to postpone giving bad news. One thing I will say, best case scenario, Poyer's out for several weeks. We'll see him back week 12, week 13, maybe. Worst case scenario is that he's out for the season. That one move when we ended up bringing back Dean Marlowe, right? Which I think is a great move. I mean, he's been a Bill for the longest time, right up until recently. He's back on this team. He's familiar with the scheme. He's got that veteran leadership. He's good. That's a good move, but that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign when it comes into the Poyer situation. Will says that Poyer is day-to-day. Excellent. Still day-to-day with Trey. Yeah, man. I mean, I honestly don't foresee Trey White playing this week. Next week would make sense against the Vikings. Next week would definitely make sense against the Vikings. But then again, I'm sitting here, I'm like, should we give Trey like a warm-up game? Like, not like no disrespect right toward the Jets or anything along those lines, but we're talking about going up against receivers like Thielen and then Justin Jefferson in 2 weeks, right? I feel like that would be a great game to have Trey back, but then I'm kind of saying, like, should we at least give Trey White a couple of reps? Like, throw him on a pitch count against New York on Sunday so that he could be, full ready to go against Minnesota, which is going to be a huge game. And so I think it's at 1 o'clock too, which sucks because that's the only time that Kirk Cousins is ever efficient. Say that it was like 4 o'clock or like prime time, dude. Like, just hand us the dub already. So that should be. Mike Green comes in and says, this is definitely the worst year to lose both Hyde and Poyer. Yes and no, right? One thing I will sort of put out there is the fact where when our secondary was literally like just youth, right? I'm talking about the game after Miami. It was the Ravens game, I want to say, when we legitimately had like a 5th and 6th round rookie, like a second year, like literally a bunch of inexperience, still ended up holding our own for the most part. And why that is because of the performance based off of our front seven, right? We're getting so much pressure on the quarterback. And because we're getting so much pressure on the quarterback, our linebackers are wildly efficient, making plays not only in the backfield, but also in that short and intermediary areas. So with the power and the efficiency of our front seven, we can get away with having some holes within our secondary. I've probably said this take a million times, but there has been so many teams that have lackluster to average secondaries, but they make a Super Bowl run because they get to the damn quarterback. So it sucks to lose both Hyde and Poyer, but with Trey coming back, I think Elam has been playing amazing. Still have Taron Johnson out there. And Damar Hamlin really hadn't been doing that bad, right? I mean, as a second year, he's getting his reps. He's looking good. Super happy about D. Marlowe being back as well, because during the few opportunities that he did have in Buffalo, he played pretty well as well. So I trust Sean McDermott and I trust Leslie Frazier to scheme up a way to get the most out of the personnel that's in that deep secondary. Really do. I think that will just, and so I think we'll be just fine. If we had, okay, let me back up. If we had the pass rush that we had last year, then, oh yeah, most definitely. And so, I mean, I would be expecting us to be giving up like 35, 40 points a game, right? Like I'm talking like Lions defense. But, and so our front seven will bail us out each and every single time. Got it. Okay. Well, like, I mean, I was thinking about one game where like we literally just had Hyde obviously wasn't out there, then Poyer wasn't out there, and then I forgot what it was. But the original take is just the fact that our front seven is performing so efficiently that we can get away with any type of injury that could even possibly come our way. So I am fine with that. Will comes in. Does Hines get more opportunities than Cook? Dude, honestly, I really have no idea how the coaching staff is going to utilize Hines, because he's lined up in the slot before. He's like predominantly a pass catching back. Cook is a little bit of both. And then with Devin Singletary, like he's like not like an every down back, but like he's like your running back. He's your RB1. So I don't necessarily anticipate Hines going in there and taking all of the snaps from Cook. I see it being with favoritism toward Cook right until Hines ends up sort of proving his worth. I wouldn't be surprised if McDermott and so decides just to like sort of have him like in the slot for a few snaps either. Like when I say that this guy is a receiving weapon, he's a receiving weapon. Like if you miss him, he's gone. He's to the house. I mean, was watching a Pat McAfee segment, I believe it was yesterday. He was pissed. Like right that the Bills ended up getting him because of how valuable he is, like within into the receiving game. So super excited to see how that plays out. But no, I still see like Cook getting his definite fair share of snaps. 1,000%. With Bean, and so did say in his interview today that they had 10 safeties on their list, but Marlowe was the one that they got. I mean, listen, you can never beat familiarity, right? I thought that he did fantastic with this team. So we'll see. That's it. So JV, right? That's it. And so that was the game when we were missing literally everybody. It was the Miami game. That's right. But yeah, like I said, front seven, super efficient, still holding teams to not a lot of points. I think we'll be okay. especially against the Jets and especially with the struggles that Zach Wilson has been out there with that. So Ryan comes in and said Hines might be a healthy scratch until he learns the playbook. Oh, yeah, 110%. I don't foresee this guy starting on Sunday either. So, I mean, I would be shocked if that happens. Okay. And so Matt has an interesting take and says that I think Hines opens up the potential to get Shakir off special teams and into the wide receiver core more often. It's a great take. That's a great take. I mean, oh man, I really wish last Sunday that Shakir would have ended up coming off with that would-be touchdown throw from Josh Allen. And so I'm rooting for that kid so much, man. He's an absolute baller. I love everything about it. Mike Green says the Bills should be so scared of the Dolphins since they lost by 2 points with 9 starters out. Oh, dude, absolutely. Terrified of the Dolphins, bro. I really hope we wax them. Dude, I hope that we beat the Dolphins by like 35 points. If we don't beat the Dolphins by more than 14, I'm taking that as an L. I'm taking it as an L. Because of how cocky they were. Like, they basically sucker punched a kid in a wheelchair. Sitting there parading around. Look at you now. You're in 3rd place. Congratulations. 3rd place. And you beat up a wounded soldier. We're getting good. We're getting healthy. You just wait. And Dan comes in and says Zach might light us up with 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, and 118 yards. Jack Straw says that he's sick of listening to Dolphins fans. Me too, bro. Me too. Oh my God. Let me check out their schedule. Their schedule is like cupcake, like moving forward too. Let's see. They have the Browns, who did pull off a shocker against, and so they did pull off a shocker against the Bengals. Was not anticipating that. The Texans game, that sucks. It's probably a win for them. The Niners, this is where it gets interesting. Niners, Chargers, Bills, Packers. The Pats and the Jets. I would say right after the Texans, they're playing a team right now that is and so each and every single team is, in my opinion, a decent to great team. Record doesn't necessarily reflect. I know the Chargers have been struggling, but they're injured out the ass. Niners are going to be very scary once Debo gets back and they combine that with Christian McCaffrey. Bills, obviously. The Packers will figure it out. They always do. Yeah. So maybe not. Loss. Yeah, dude. Like, I'm seeing 4 straight losses. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, and so I'm seeing them win Browns, Texans, but then I'm seeing them drop. And so I'm seeing them lay an egg against the Niners. I'm seeing them lose to the Chargers. I'm seeing us beating them, and then I'm seeing the Packers beating them, and then maybe they'll come out on top of the Pats, and then the Jets, they'll probably beat them. I'm seeing it, man. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it, brother. And so I thought y'all had a cupcake schedule. You don't. But one thing I think we can all agree with is that the cupcake of cupcake schedules is the Philadelphia Eagles. Y'all seen the Philadelphia Eagles schedule? This team might go 17-0 and get first rounded in the playoffs. That is how easy. Like, it is stupid. It's like almost laughable. And if anyone can look at the Philadelphia Eagles schedule right now, there's a possibility they might go 17-0 and then get first round, or just make it to the Super Bowl and then just get absolutely annihilated by whatever team is there. Finns just limped past the Steelers and the Lions. Whatever, Dan. And so Miami still hasn't actually lost a game when Tua plays. We're going to beat you guys twice this year. I don't know, man. I don't know. And so I hope it's like snowing. Like a mother. Dude. I hope it's like a blizzard that game. Freezing. Nothing. Okay, talk AFC Dolphins. You went way too far with saying that blue cheese is garbage, dude. Okay, first off, let me take you down to a little class that I would like to call the history of the chicken wing. Okay? If you read up, I mean, obviously, was invented in Buffalo. It was dipped in blue cheese. That was the origin. That's what it was supposed to. Ranch, come on, bro. Ranch is an absolute disgrace to chicken wings. My girlfriend's a Southern girl. She loves wings with ranch. I'm trying to convert her. What Tranquilize says is true. Philly has the easiest schedule for sure. It's absurd. Literally, like the top five teams in the AFC would beat Philly by like 20 plus points, 1,010%. Jose, I'm not shook. And so I'm not shook about a team that has 3 losses and is in third place, bro. I'm not. And so they are claiming Hurts is MVP at the moment. And even though he only has 1.5 completion, better and few interceptions, but Allen rules the rest. Please don't snow. And so they won't go undefeated. And because they'll lose right to the Bills in the Super Bowl. I feel like that's what everyone's calling is Bills, Eagles. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners actually like put it together. Like once they get healthy, like you just have Jimmy G just throw a bunch of 3-yard passes and have Debo or Christian McCaffrey sort of take it for like 70 yards after the catch or something like that. And like he's basically like that dude that gets an A+ in the group project and just doesn't do anything. And so the Niners are a sleeper for me when it comes into like a team that can make a deep playoff run this year. So Matt says, imagine hating blue cheese. Yo, bro, like don't knock it. Don't knock it. Say you haven't tried it. It's incredible. Ranch for the win. Jack said dumper. This Eagles got the Titans, definitely. Does it? Dan says that blue cheese increases testosterone. Wow. So that probably explains why my chest is so hairy. Spin comes in and says, you were all mistaken. It's either blue cheese or ranch. It's just the straight up wing with no dressing on the side. Oh, you're one of those. You're one of those, man. Listen, I do enjoy it, but say that I got some blue cheese with me, bro. Gotta knock it out. And Dad, I love your passion, bro, but Miami is for real. Listen, man, y'all are a good team, for real. And so I like to troll you guys every now and again, but I think that and so the Chubb move was good. Very, very good. Except for Xavier Howard's got herpes. So like I feel bad for like all the DBs that have to line up with that guy. Y'all read that? Oh man. X, bro. Wrap it, bro. Wrap the willy, dog. And so if I was a DB, dude, so you would never see me in press against X, right? I'm talking zone 6 yards off. 100%. But TD will be extra delusional on the roundtable tonight. I love watching TD. And so I love watching TD, like his journey, like when it comes down into his relationship with Tua. Like 1 week is just like, man, I told you he's trash. We messed up by not getting Herbert. And then like I'm scrolling through Twitter on Sunday and like dude man's just like MVP, he's the man, blah blah blah. He's a character. I love him. Great question. And so if the sauce on the wing is good enough and you don't need any other sauce, have to agree. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. And so I agree. So that's a really good question for Finns fans. I would think they would still rather the Bills not get a Lombardi, though. Oh, what was the question here? Matthew Smith comes in. Okay. And so if the Eagles go undefeated up until the Super Bowl and play us in the Super Bowl, who do the Dolphins fans root for? Ooh. I don't know. So Philly's kind of a hard team to root for. Say that you're not an Eagles fan. You know what I'm saying? But from a Bills fan, say that it's the Dolphins and it's the Eagles. I would just be a spectator. And I would just be rooting for the Dolphins to lose. I don't want the Dolphins to win a Super Bowl. I can't handle TD if the Dolphins won a Super Bowl. Okay? I wouldn't be able to do it to myself. Oh, and so this guy just said that I'd root for the Bills. Okay. My guy Tranquilize said that he would root for the Bills 100%. Well, like, I mean, now I feel like a dick, right? And so I feel like it's hard to root for like a division team for me. It's hard to root for a division team for me. Like, I typically like never really root for any particular team to win, right? There's teams that like I don't want to win, but like really like say that the Bills get out of the playoffs, I typically just spectate, right? I'll throw a couple bets down and stuff like that and just watch them go football because I do love the sport. I do. But like I've never really like once have been like, oh my God, like I'm so invested in this team. They need to win it. If it's not my team, I'm just like really much of a spectator. Or like when the Patriots like went through so the evil empire, like I always rooted for them and to lose, right? So something to consider there. And so I never rooted for New England, so I don't know if I could root for the Bills. Skull Snap 3R says Dolphins are winning the Super Bowl. I love it. So I love the passion that you got right there. The Bills will win against Miami. Oh, man, look at that. It's Bills fans. It's Dolphins fans right in here. Bills fans, Dolphins fans, just clamoring away. And so, I mean, honestly, like, it is pretty cool that we are so competitive this year, right? That this division's pretty damn competitive right now. And so the Pats are at 500 right now, right? Let me see. Standings. Yeah. And so the Pats are at 500. I'm looking at – hold up. And so I'm looking at the combined records right now of like every single team right now. And wow, it's the AFC East and the NFC East are the best divisions in football. And so the NFC East is really damn good. They have a 7-0 with the Eagles. And then they have the Cowboys and the Giants both at 6-2. And the Commanders are still at 500, 4-4. So it's who would have think? Who would have think it'd be us? It's the AFC and NFC beast, apparently. Does the Bills destroy the Jets this week? I think it's going to happen. Man. I really do. I don't know. And so you had Sauce Gardner. And so he already came up and said that he thinks that guarding Diggs is going to be easy. He has no idea what he just signed himself up for. Man. Oh, man. I think that we're going to go out there and really make a statement. I really don't think it's going to be close. The Jets will come back down to earth on Sunday. I think so, too. I think that's the case. So every other division has at least 2 teams under 500, and both East divisions don't have a single team under 500. Just both have one team at 500 in the Pats and the Commies. I know, it's crazy, right? It's insane. And so the Bills will show the Dolphins how to beat the Jets. Instead of the Bills fans hate the Finns or Pats more? Pats, dude. Pats. And so they tortured us for years and years and years. That kind of hatred doesn't go away, man. And so there's not enough revenge that we need to get on them before it's, it's too late. And so the Jets do have no offense without Hall. And so the James Robinson pickup was certainly interesting, but he's not Breece Hall. He's not quite as effective as I think that's sort of going through with it. Yeah, guys, quick reminder, the link that is pinned on the live chat right now, that is the AFC East Roundtable. It is going live at 7:30. I am the host. Have a great show tonight. Great show lined up. There's going to be a lot of personalities. I think the only sad person is going to be Richie. And the rest of the AFC East, so we came off of a win. So we're going to have to see how it all kind of plays out. But good things are coming. Good things are coming. Nick C comes in and says, I wouldn't be surprised if every AFC East team finished. And so under 500 or over 500? I think over would make sense. And the Titans need to win. I hate Kansas City. Yeah, but it's Kansas City, man. It's a good team. It's a good team. The Dolphins need to make the AFC Championship game before being compared to the Bills. And so I'm not going to lie, the Jets are going to go 5-5 after all that talk. Damn. That's realistic. Let's take a look at the old Jets schedule, okay? Bills, Jets, rough. The Jets and the Pats, I could see the Jets winning that one. I could see the Jets and the Pats splitting there. The Bears, I could see the Jets winning that. Vikings, rough. Bills again, rough. Lions, they could win that. I think they could beat the Jags. Beat the Seahawks, maybe. Yeah, I could see 5-5. That's wildly realistic. Wildly realistic. What's up, man? D. Raleigh comes in and says, I think we have our workout for us this Sunday, to be honest. Yeah, man. I think that I am on the opposite side of things. I think that we're going to go out there and just dismantle them. I think their defense might make some plays, but I think Zach Wilson is going to be Zach Wilson. And without Breece Hall, I just think we're going to put the work on him, man. I just really think we're going to put the work on him. How many times do you think Chubb will sack Allen? I'll say 3. And so you'll probably get a couple. You know what I mean? I think that we have faced the gauntlet of edge rushers and defensive tackles. I mean, we played Aaron Donald week 1. We had a long laundry list of very, very good defensive linemen and edge rushers. And for the most part, no one really ever dominated Josh Allen, right? Besides Wilkins. Because he just loved grabbing his package the entire game. But he's done pretty well against pass rushers, right? It helps that he's mobile. And so I'm sure that he'll get got a few times for sure. It's football, right? It's going to happen. But and do I see outright domination. Nah, I don't think so. Richard Forbes says 3 in his life. And Chubb is not even a top 10 pass rusher. The Dolphins fans are getting too excited over nothing. And the only defensive player Josh Allen has ever had issues with was Josh Allen from the Jags. Yeah. And so the Josh Allen from the Jags has Josh Allen's number. He does. He definitely does. So Xavier thinks that I look like a naked mole rat. And so I had to shave for my costume, bro, for Halloween. Yo, I don't know, man. I think I kind of like it. And so I look like 5 years younger. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I kind of like it. And so this might be the new Dan right here, bro. Baby face. Sitting here drinking water instead of beer. It's the new Dan. I'm turning over a new leaf. Okay? And Talk AFC Dolphins says the real Josh Allen. And so I live in Kansas City, and there's nothing better than seeing them lose. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And so I hope that you were like at that game recently. And so Kyle would say TJ Watt. I would have to agree. And Watt has his number as well. He's done well against Aaron Donald. He's done very good against Aaron Donald. He's done well against Frank Clark as well from Kansas City. Like, he never really was much of a factor. Who's the guy in Tennessee that's just a stud normally? With Josh Allen really just wasn't effective. We have Jake says final AFC East records. Oh, take a look, shall we? All right. Bills. I have us losing one more time. 15-2. Dolphins, I have 12-5, second place. The Jets. The Jets 10-7. And then the Patriots 6-11. No, 7-10. No. Let's go 8-9. Let's go 8-9. It's my final score prediction right there. For every single one you go. Simmons. That's right. Simmons. Losing one more time to Miami. Bills 14-3. Losses. In fact, I'm kind of curious to see which. Let me see. Ooh. Okay. Who do I have as loot? Oh my God, bro. And so I'll be honest with you. And Bills fans, let me know, like, say that I'm crazy. But the only game that I'm looking at our schedule right now that I can say, like, I'm genuinely nervous and I think it's going to be close is the Vikings game. And so I think it's the Vikings game. That's the only game where, like, I foresee us losing for the rest of the season. Now, it's the Buffalo Bills. Every year we lose to somebody that we're not supposed to lose to. So I'm not saying that we're going to go undefeated the entire season. It's the NFL. If that happens, trust me, I'm going to be freaking out. It's going to be great. But realistically, like, after the Vikings game, I don't see a single game that I'm nervous about. Like, if we were to lose anything after the Vikings game, say that we lose anything but the Vikings game for the rest of the season, like I'm going to be pissed because I know that we should have won because on paper we're a better team. As long as we stay healthy and we don't have any significant injuries, especially on the offensive side of the ball, the Vikings is the only game where I think they could beat us. I think that's the only team that I look at that schedule. I'm like, they could definitely beat us. It's definitely a weak schedule. And so the entire AFC East has a weak schedule. So does the NFC East. Look at that. And so Richard said that I'm still not worried about the Vikings, but that is true. But throwing the freezing cold would be great. And Kobe One says Kirk Cousins is a sigh of relief knowing he isn't playing on primetime. 1,000%, bro. He's playing at 1 o'clock. That right there is his glory hour right there. Those 1 o'clock games. Say that, dude. Say that we had him on Sunday night or Thursday night football. Done. Just forfeit. So at that point. And so I'm going to clip that and share it on the table tonight. And so Antonio said that Diggs is not going to lose to Miami. Think the Vikings game will be flexed. When's the week where they start flexing games? I don't believe it's until the Dolphins game, actually. Let me see. When does NFL flex games start? Let's see. Flexible schedule procedure. When can NFL? December only. It's December, so it's not going to be flexed. Yep. It's going to stay at 1 o'clock, my friend. Lucky 2X said, yo, you think it's possible the Jets can beat the Bills? I mean, it's the NFL, man, right? It's the NFL. I mean, I suppose anything can happen. I think the Bills are a better team. I think that you losing Breece Hall didn't do you any favors. I think it would have been a hell of a lot closer if you did say that you did have Breece Hall. But I mean, I guess anything can happen, but say that you guys beat us, I would be shocked. I would be very shocked. And so it is a division game too, right? Like these division games are gritty. Like literally your team is built to beat the teams in your division. So it's going to be gritty. It's definitely a divisional game, but we'll see. So the Jets defense is the only thing that scares me about that team, and their D-line and sauce are legit. Yeah, bro, most definitely. And so their defense is amazing. Very, very good. I think that they will make plays, but I think it's going to come down to the fact, like, what offense can expose a very good defense a couple of times to put points on the board. And a New York Jets team that doesn't have Breece Hall anymore, I'm not going to choose them over the Buffalo Bills offense. You know? So we just have way too many weapons. And so the Jets defense is incredible. Very, very good. I don't see us running the ball a whole lot. Sauce Gardner is probably going to be on Diggs. I'm like trying to list off who I think might have a big game. I don't see Hines playing. He's not familiar enough with the playbook. So, yeah. And so the Jets, Florida said that the defense would need to dominate. Yeah. And so y'all have the personnel to do so. You really, really do. And so, like I said, like I do see the Bills winning, but like I mean, when it comes to these division games, these teams are built to beat each other. And with each and every single divisional, it's like a dog fight. So super, super interested to see how that plays out. And so the NFC teams don't scare me. Not a single NFC team scares me. Not a single one of them. Not a single one. In fact, I think the Dolphins, Bills, and Jets could beat the Eagles by 10 plus. By 10 plus. Oh, so nice, very interesting stat. Jets have trouble covering tight ends. That's good to know, especially for my preview video. Thank you. Is NY Jets Florida. So I'll go ahead, I'll screenshot that so I can give you a shout out when I drop that statistic. Beautiful. Milano will have a big game. Yeah, let's hope that he's good with his injury. He's day to day. John says that I do see Hines playing this weekend. No issue there. Jimmy Casket. Thank you for the donation, man. Funny guy. Funny guy, man. Love that guy. All right, guys, listen, I need to start prepping for the actual show in 10 minutes. It is live on the AFC East Roundtable channel. Link is at the top of the live chat. Go there. Let's start getting in the waiting room. Let's get pumped, baby. Let's get pumped. We'll see you there in a second, y'all. Deuces.